Welcome everyone, Joe with ECRM here at our on and off premise adult beverage session in Vegas. With me is Kaleigh with NIQ. She gave a great presentation to kick things off, and now we're going to talk about what to expect in the Bev Al segment moving forward. So we're going to focus on the four major segments: beer, wine, spirits, and RTDs. So we're going to walk through them. Kaleigh's going to give us her thoughts on what's coming next. So, thanks for joining us, and let's start with beer. What's coming up down the pipe?
Yeah, beer as a mega category is facing both dollar and volume declines. I think it's really apparent, and those inflationary impacts are most noticed among the beer category, and a lot of that is still lingering around from some price increases that the beer industry took last year, and they're still hanging around. And so I think in the back half of the year, we're going to see some different promotions happening, a lot of subsidization happening at retail, and beer is likely going to be used as one of those traffic drivers to get people into the store, seeing those beer prices on sale.
Yeah. Well, it makes a difference. That'll definitely make a difference. I see it in New York. Everything's so expensive. So that subsidization will help.
Definitely necessary, to achieve dollars. To achieve dollars. But volume's still likely to be down year over year.
Okay, well, let's move to wine. What's happening with wine?
Yeah, wine has been really unique, and the wine industry recognizes that they're combating a lot of changes in the consumer. And the recruitment with some of those younger generations just hasn't hit home in the way that they have found success in the past. And so wine is declining from some of those value segments, and those higher end wines are also facing some declines, but we really find this sweet spot around the $20 price point. And a lot of that comes from thinking about it as a consumer or a shopper. You see that psychological threshold in your head. $19.99 feels like a great price. You're getting a nice wine for a good value, and I think that'll continue to grow throughout the remainder of the year, especially when we think about holiday gifting. And, you might not be a wine consumer, but you might be shopping the aisle because you're going to take that wine to, a dinner party and gift it to somebody else.
Well, when you think about it, right, and that $20, that's 4 glasses, basically. So, at $5 a glass. So it seems it's like right in that middle. It's not too cheap. It's not too expensive. And yeah, that's a typical thing. If you're going to dinner at somebody's place, you get a bottle of wine or two, and although I have seen more, like RTDs moving into that gifting, not gifting, but, bringing home. You're visiting somebody, bring one or the other. But for gifting, certainly wine is more.
Yeah.
All right, spirits.
Spirits. Whew. We hear a lot about premiumization in the spirits category, and some people like to say depremiumization, but we're going to shut that down right away, because spirits is the place where we still see premiumization thriving, and about 60 to 70% of sales, depending on the time of the year and the off-premise, are coming from premium, super premium, and ultra premium spirits products. And we do see some differences across those price tiers, but premium is still performing very well. And the other thing I don't think really holds true is sometimes people talk about trading up and trading down, but really we think that consumers shop across a repertoire of products. So they're still going to continue to purchase a premium product, but maybe they'll purchase a smaller size spirit item or something like that. And we also see some of the occasions shifting into the RTD drinking experience, so that they don't have to be that at-home bartender and mix up the cocktail and such. But Q4 gifting going to be huge with spirits as well.
Yeah, I see what I'm seeing a lot more of is more connoisseurs for specific, like I mentioned, a friend of mine who's really into whiskeys.
Yeah.
So, and he will go really upscale with some of his, but the thing is, it's because that's his thing. He loves it, he loves making his own, it's a hobby almost. And I've seen that in other categories of spirits too. Again, he'll drink other things when he's out, but on special occasions, he'll bring out the expensive bottle and have a cigar, or just sit out on. He's in Florida. He's on the beach, so sit out on the beach. So, but I'm seeing that more and more.
Yeah, in spirits, we sometimes talk about as being a treat occasion as well, and sometimes we can tell the story of, like, you might not be able to drive the cars that the celebrities drive. You might not be able to buy the houses, but you can definitely drink the spirits that some celebrities are also drinking. So you can opt for that premium drinking experience without having to pay, you know, a super high price point, especially in the on-premise. You can get a smaller pour for a lower cost than what you would invest in buying the whole bottle, for example. So yeah, spirits is unique, and then we see a lot of innovation happening across categories where I love that you talked about whiskeys, and there's just so many different types of whiskeys. There's so many different types of brands, and we also see different barrel aging techniques coming in. And then there's some overlap where we see beer being aged in whiskey barrels and wine being aged in whiskey barrels, or whiskey being aged in wine barrels. So there's a lot happening there. And
You're even seeing coffee too.
Yeah.
You know, the whiskey aged coffee is.
Yeah, to really add a unique flavor twist to that drinking experience. And then something like tequila has definitely just exploded as well. And what once might have just been an occasional shot in the on-premise has really become a more relaxing drinking experience in the off-premise. And consumers are leaning into the different tequila types that exist and the different aging that's there as well. And tequila's finding a lot of success with the consumer.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot more celebrities playing in the spirit space these days.
Oh, definitely. Celebrity spirits have really taken off, and it's something that's been on my list forever that I want to take a look at and truly understand the impacts. Because some people tell us, like, yeah, this celebrity definitely influenced me to purchase this product. But in other cases, we've seen products start as a celebrity product, and they eventually become a little more mainstream, and somebody will drink that whether it's their favorite celebrity or not, but it's a good product.
Yeah. Food and Beverage magazine that we work with at our sessions, they always have a celebrity on the cover, and it's just, that's where I realized how many different celebrities are getting in the game.
Definitely, there's a lot to be gained within that celebrity space for sure.
Definitely. All right, last one. RTDs. What can we expect?
Yeah, RTDs have just been so explosive, and we're talking about them as the fourth category at NIQ and looking at them in a separate way because they've become 11% of total beverage alcohol purchasing. So huge at this point, and about $12 billion just in the off-premise. And what we continue to see happening is that those spirit-based ones, the spirits-based cocktails, the spirited seltzers, those are all going to continue to grow. But we might see consumers approaching this area of like flavor fatigue. Okay. And innovating with a fruity flavor, something like that, isn't going to be good enough to maintain that spot in that consumer's repertoire. So ensuring that you're coming up with unique and different cocktail types and flavor offerings, and mixing something like a hot honey or a spicy watermelon is where we really see flavor trends taking off in the RTD space, but definitely going to continue to grow, especially as they're a super convenient option to consuming alcohol, especially when you're, you know, at home or at somebody else's home drinking them.
Gotcha. So there you have it. That's what's coming next in beer, wine, spirits, and RTDs. And then also, if anybody wants to connect with you, what's the best way to find you?
Yeah, definitely reach out to me on LinkedIn here and we can stay connected, and we can share all of our latest and greatest thought leadership with you as well. There's a lot that we have that I would love to share.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Thanks, Joe.